All right, what is up, guys? James here for Revolving Productions, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can light a couple of different scenes if you only have one light. So a couple of different lighting setups that you can do. One of my absolute favorites is called a top-down lighting setup, where basically you just put the light up above the subject and it's basically the light pointing down. One of my absolute favorite scenes is in the 2019 Joker film, which Lawrence Shear was the cinematographer for. When Joker is in full makeup and he's exiting out of the elevator, I think it's later on in the second or third act of the film, it's basically a top-down lighting setup where it's lit from up above, which creates some shadows and contrast and a very nice moody lighting setup. So number one, the top-down lighting setup. The second lighting setup that you can do is basically, it's a really popular one that's used in a lot of different movies and TV shows, is more of a profile lighting setup where basically half of the face is lit and then the other half of the face is in the shadows. Using some diffusion on this can be a great way to be able to light it. It kind of depends on the vibe and what kind of film project it is and just sort of the mood that you're trying to convey or the story that you're trying to tell. But basically you put the light on one side of the subject so that half of their face is lit and the other half of it is in the shadows. And a little bit further beyond that, when it comes to placing the camera, one of the techniques is called shooting shadow side, where basically you put the camera on the side that has the shadows and it creates a very moody, contrasty, kind of dramatic sort of image. This is really good for like narrative scenes where if it's like two people having a conversation at a dinner table or something along those lines. There's a wide myriad of uses that you can use this, but basically you put the light to the side so it lights half of their face and the other half is in the shadows. And then the third and final setup when it comes to only having one light is called backlight or backlit, where basically the light is behind your subject and the light is coming through from behind them. This can be good if you're shooting on an anamorphic lens, where if you want to get some flares and you have the light behind them, and basically, like, depending on where specifically you move the camera, you can get some flares coming through. And then some of the time, depending on what kind of light you're using, it can keep their face in the shadows for the most part if you don't like want to reveal their face yet for whatever kind of film that you're working on, whether it's a music video or a short film or whatever it might be. And yeah, that's basically it, man. Those are a couple of different ways that you can light a scene using only one light. You don't necessarily need like a huge lighting setup to be able to do it, and you can still produce a nice, beautiful cinematic image. Just place the light above your subject for the one, place the light on the side of your subject for the second setup, and put the light behind your subject. One other thing when it comes to the backlighting setup is that you're gonna want to, well, actually you can do whatever you want, but one of the better uses to be able to do it is to use a telephoto lens. I would recommend like a 50mm and up. This will create more of a intense and just better overall looking image. And yeah, again, this was James for Revolving Productions. Those are a couple of ways that you can light scenes for filmmaking with only one light. All right, guys, thanks again. I hope this helped. Peace and love, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.